Hello, I'm here today to interview Morgan Bryan, the ex-singer, guitarist, songwriter from the band V-Sor, who has just released his third solo album, In This Moment, which I have a copy here. And yes, we'd like to find out a bit more about the album and yourself. Hello, Morgan.
Hi. Yeah, and hi to everybody out there watching.
Okay, before we get chatting about the new album, tell me a bit about what's been happening with V-Sor. During the early 90s, things seemed to go quite quiet. Then in 2002, A Strip of Light But Still Too Dark was released on Genetic Music, German label, I believe. And then a couple of years later, there was rumours that the original band had got back together and were going to do a new album. Whatever happened to that album?
Firstly, a big thanks to Rona and Rainer from Genetic Music for releasing the album. It was very important to the band to get that stuff out as an official release. Some of that early material was part of our formative history. It was a relatively short run CD, so it sold out relatively quickly. I think it's still available digitally now. And around that time, we were offered a gig in Germany, a reunion gig, and so, as I didn't have a band, I spoke to Ian Rowlands and Rob Derbyshire, that was the original bass player and keyboard player, and asked them if they'd be interested. And they said yes, we'd be interested. So we got together and started doing some recording for a live set. And as we were recording, we were writing some new material. So we must have written over half an album of material, and then I wrote a handful more songs. So we were sort of good to go. But Rob Derbyshire is a reasonably successful producer in the R&B space, not the old R&B, the new R&B, and he really couldn't commit to the project. A bit of a shame, really, because I mean we all thought it was some of the best material, and it was written. Most of it was written as a band rather than me bringing the songs to the band, which was also quite rewarding. I know you might not think I'd say that, but it was. It was definitely great stuff. There was great material. Even Rob, who mastered In This Moment, was saying that he enjoyed doing that work.
What else were you doing during those years?
Well, I was mainly focusing on solo projects. I mean, I moved around a lot. I was living in London, and then I was living in Surrey, in Guildford in Surrey, and it was a bit difficult to sort of keep a band together. So I started working on writing solo instrumental material. I released 2 albums, Asleep While the Rain Falls and Under Every Sky. The first of which is probably my most successful release in terms of numbers sold. I didn't get distribution for the second one, which was a shame. The music was sort of John Barry meets Jean-Michel Jarre meets Brian Eno. It was that area. Somebody once called it ambient filmscape, which I really liked the term ambient filmscape, because it fitted the music very well. And I've got an unreleased third album actually, which unless I can find an outlet for it, I don't know when that will be released. But actually, I think that's the best of that instrumental stuff.
So just to finish off on V-Sor, is V-Sor no more?
I hope not. I mean, it's a good vent for the alternative side of my nature, and I'd really like to release some more electronic or electric guitar stuff. As I've mentioned, I've sort of got multiple personas, musical personas, and there's the electronic, minimal electronic, there's the guitar, alternative guitar, there's the acoustic stuff, there's the ambient stuff. So I'd also like to work with Rolls and Rob again. They're great musicians, and when we work together, we come up with some great material. So hopefully that will happen.
And what's your preferred part of the music creation process? I mean, is it the writing? Is it the recording, the performing, the promoting?
I came to music because I enjoy writing music. I used to listen to people's music, and I was thinking, oh, that's not quite right. That shouldn't be there. This shouldn't be here. I knew nothing about music. But when I started writing my own, I was able to put things in the right place and have the right themes. I'm not saying that's good for everybody, but it was good for me. But I've never been interested in playing anybody else's material. It's just never taken me to just sort of strum along other people's songs. I mean, I could cover somebody else's song, but I would have to do it in a substantially unique way. So after the writing, probably recording, because that way you get a chance to enhance your songs, add extra textures, additional themes. You get an opportunity to surprise yourself when you're doing that.
And what about playing live?
Well, it's an absolute joy, or quite soul destroying, and I'm quite fussy about my sound output. That's why I quite like the recording side. And you can't be certain of that when we're playing live. Well, not the venues I play, and the sound that's coming back off stage is not necessarily the sound that the audience is hearing. But also, it's nice playing with other musicians. You can feed off them when you're playing live, and you've got somebody to chat to about the set after you've finished.
So on to the new album, In This Moment. It seems quite acoustic based. Where did the inspiration for the album come from?
Well, over the last 2 years I've been playing live in different venues around the country, and it's been me and my guitar, and I've really enjoyed getting back into guitar, and really enjoyed getting back into acoustic guitar. I don't know, when I was playing electric guitar, for some reason I saw acoustic guitar as a sort of a second best, and actually it's a great guitar. It can be very sort of percussive, it can be very rhythmical. And then with my musical influences are, post-punk, alternative, ambient, trance, electronic pop, modern Celtic folk, film music, and I guess that has influenced the album as well. Live, it's slightly different. Recorded, there's a few more layers in there. I'm very pleased with the album. I feel it's quite an honest album.
Do you have a favourite track on the album?
Yes. Well, depending on my mood. I mean, I like all the tracks on the album. And even the ones that I've gone off slightly, as soon as they start playing, I go, no, I really like this track again. And I think there's lots of different feels on the album, and I like it for different reasons. Charlotte, because of it's closely tied with some memories. Field of the Dead, because of the reworking of an older song. We're Still Alive reminds me very much of the time I used to listen to albums like Faith by The Cure. The Imperfect Dream, because it references some of the instrumental albums I've done. You Never Said Goodbye, because it's a great story and some fantastic violin. The violinist came in and played on the album, Anna Brooks. Another Evening, because it's quite poppy. Racing Home, because it's an instrumental, but it's a good driving song.
And how's the album been doing? Where could people get hold of it?
Well, it's available online from all the usual sources: Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, etc., etc., etc. And that's both digitally and physically. I didn't go along the lines of doing a huge distribution deal, because in this day and age, I don't know that that's practical anymore. But also, a lot of my listeners are international, so where would you choose to distribute?
So you seem to be doing a lot more music nowadays, and are you happy?
Yes, I'm always mindful that you're always looking to the future to find something that's, something that you haven't achieved yet, and sometimes you miss what you've got now. So I mean, I have a gorgeous family, I have a lovely house, I love living in Derbyshire. I'm really pleased with my new album. I'm quite pleased with some of the new material I'm writing. But I would like to survive solely as a musician. And I would like more people to hear my music. I think music is a merciless mistress. Once you get tied in with her, you're on a rocky road to ruin.
So final question, what are your vices?
Put that on a video for posterity? I don't think so. Anyway, I have a feeling you know all about my vices.
Well, thanks a lot for your time today, and hopefully we'll get to speak to you again in the next 12 months, maybe hear some new material. And now I think we should tackle this rainy day.
By the way, are you related to this guy behind the camera? Because he does look a lot like you.